And our buddy Leanne Ellington is back with us this morning, and she has some information that we all need, really. You're talking about sugars this morning.
And it's also one of our favorite topics. Elizabeth and I love sugar.
She loves her candy.
And it has its place, And we were kind of talking about it has a bad rap, and there's reasons for that. And there are a couple different types of sugars that I just wanted to talk about. Well, the two main ones that we're going to be talking about are the naturally occurring ones, like the ones that occur in fruits and dairy products. And then we have our refined processed sugary carbs that increase the insulin response and have us produce cortisol, which is actually a fat storage hormone, which is never good. Also causes those increase in energy, and then the crash, and then the hunger, and then the fat storage, and that vicious cycle. So
when you're going to be working out, you do want some sugars, or do you?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. We talk about how fat loss's greatest potential is when we're working at high intensities, okay? And our body has the potential to burn different types of fuel for energy, but at high intensity, it's burning carbs, and nothing but carbs, okay? And our body's really smart. It has the carbs that we ingest every day, and then it's kind of like a captain of a ship. It wants efficiency. So it says, you know what, just in case I run out, I'm going to be smart and store it. And it stores a very limited amount in your muscles. It's called glycogen. It's a stored form of carbs, but it's very limited, so you run out. So when you're working out at these high intensities, like we said, we're burning carbs. So our body first burns that ingested carb that we've been eating throughout the day or from the day before. But once we run out, luckily we have that stored form, and we go to the storage tank and we start using those stored carbs. But once we run out of that, that's when, if you've ever been working out at high intensities and you feel fatigued or lightheaded or even nauseous.
I feel that way every time I work out.
Well, you probably need some more carbs, and that's because you ran out, and your body, that's when your workout is done. Now the exception is simple sugar straight to the bloodstream is an immediate source of energy, and so the most simple form of simple sugar is actually that refined, sugary, processed stuff that we try to avoid. But in exercise, it actually acts as immediate energy. It's straight to the bloodstream, gives you that immediate energy. So if you ever feel lightheaded and you have a sip of Gatorade or something, you'll literally perk up. That's why marathon athletes keep it by the sidelines. Other than at that time in your life or in your activity, it's just empty calories. It's excess sugars, but at that point in time, it can actually be used as a new form of energy.
And one thing you have to keep in mind when thinking about sports drinks is that they do have a lot of sugar in them. So if you're working out and you need that immediate kick, that's a good thing, but just to drink it on a regular basis, you do need to know that there is a lot of sugar.
Or even those protein bars, if you look at the nutrition information on the back, they're, nutrition or fitness supplements or whatever, they will have a ton of sugar in them, 13, 15 grams, something like that.
And that's one of the things we need to get used to looking at, is in the ingredients, as well as looking at the protein, the fats, the carbs, and the amount of calories. It's also looking at the amount of sugars. Now, one thing, if you do see something that has, for example, Greek yogurt, which is a great superfood, it's got a ton of protein, it's got 9 grams of sugars, but that's because all dairy products are a natural occurring sugar. It's called maltose. Just like fruit is a naturally occurring sugar, it's called fructose. So those natural sugars, they have a lot of the nutrients and the vital things that we need to live every day, but it's those refined, processed sugars that aren't natural, that don't come from the earth, basically, that we need to avoid.
We've got about 30 seconds, but I really want you to fit this in, because Elizabeth asked this question during the break, and this is something I have often wondered. The sugar that is in fruit. Can you eat too much fruit? You go to your doctor and your doctor tells you can have all the fruit you want, but then you hear how much sugar is in fruit.
Exactly, and fruit is fructose, and it's that naturally occurring sugar, but at the end of the day, it's still calories. So you can gain body fat by eating too much broccoli, chicken, and brown rice, because it's too many calories. Now, you can get more bang for your buck because you have all the added fiber and nutrients. If you try to eat 50 calories of broccoli, 500 calories of broccoli versus 500 calories of a brownie, easy to eat 500 calories of brownie because it's very calorically dense. The broccoli, it would be literally 10 cups of broccoli. You'd probably vomit. So does that kind of make the point? So fruit is calories, but it has the nutrients. It's naturally occurring sugars.
So it really is energy in versus energy out.
It is at the end of the day.
That is the key. Leanne, thank you so much. Always good advice. We will be back in just a moment.
Monday at 11.